Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Jeremy's Kitchen. All right, guys. Well, this one has been in the works since last year. And it's a video I've seen on YouTube by Chef Marco Pierre White. And I knew I wanted to try this, but I didn't have the funding to do it at that time, but I do now. And today, we're going to make this happen. Now, what I'm going to make is just one part of the main dish that I will be making. And that main dish will come later. But for today, I'm going to make a homemade Pomodoro sauce. For this, I have the following ingredients: 1 onion, garlic cloves, thyme, and a bay leaf. 2 cases of grape tomatoes, that all the tomatoes have been cut in half. 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. And while not food, this is important to make this dish: parchment paper and aluminum foil. All right, let's get this thing started, shall we? So the first thing I have to do is turn on the heat on this pot that's on the stovetop. I put the heat on to a medium. That should warm up very soon. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is the onion. Now, we need this as small as possible. I could dice it, but that's not even small enough to what I want. Instead, I'm going to grate it. Just like this. Grate the whole onion. Now you're asking yourself, why grate it? Well, it's because when you grate an onion, you're actually releasing the water content from this onion, and we want little water content as possible. In fact, we're going to use the pot to cook out the water content. Go. See all the water that came out of it? Woo! Oof. All right. So, there's the onion. Now, turn it over to the fine grating side, and you're also going to do the same thing with your garlic. Gotta be very careful with them because they're small. Now, I thought about mincing them, while using the garlic press, but when's the next time I'm going to use this for these garlic cloves? Oof. I am still teary-eyed. All right. All right, got it. All right. So now let me take a look at our pan, our pot on the stove. I need to see if it's hot. Actually, yeah, it is. Awesome. Come with me, guys. We're going to go to my stove. All right. So now we're going to hit our pan, our pot with some olive oil. And we're going to take our onion and our garlic mixture and put it right on in. Now, I'm not sure if you can hear this right now, but you hear the sizzling. Right now, you kind of want to get this, you want to get these onions and garlic dry, because you don't want any water from the onion in here. So you're going to cook the water content out of it. So you're going to flatten your garlic and your onion in the pan. And you are going to let that cook out, keeping your eye on it. So, come here for a second, guys. I would like for you to take a look at what the onion looks like right now. We need to let that cook out, and then when we do, we'll continue on with our next step. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Well, this has been on the stove for about 2 to 3 minutes, so take a look. You can see how the texture is actually kind of different than what it was, and the water, as you can hear it, is pretty much gone. All right, so now we go on to our next move, and that is, we add our thyme and our bay leaf. Bay leaf in, thyme leaves in. Mix it all in. Mix it in with the garlic. Now you don't have to worry about, in the end, about getting the bay leaf and thyme leaves out of there, because the method we'll use to finish the sauce will eliminate that problem for us. But now we're ready to move on to our next step, and that would be our grape tomatoes. Carefully. Got them all in. Now, mix them all together. Put everything in. Now we're going to flatten out the tomatoes in here onto the bottom. And now we're going to wait for the tomatoes to release their water content. And then we keep cooking down. Now here comes the long part of this. Is that once the tomatoes release their water content, we need to taste it. And taste and taste and taste. Why? Because of what we're looking for. When it starts, it will be acidity. Very acidic. So what we're looking for while we're cooking is a little less acidity, A little less, a little less, a little less, a little less, until we have nothing but the sweet taste of the tomatoes. So we're going to do that. I will be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Well, this changed drastically. Take a look. Look at all the liquid from those tomatoes in there. Now, I kind of did not keep track of how long it took. I would say about 10, 15, 20 minutes in that range. So, get some of the liquid. Bingo. The acidity is gone. All I taste now is the sweetness of those tomatoes. So now we're ready for the next step. And that is our canned tomatoes. In. Now mix everything together. Mix it all up. All right, so we're gonna let that go, bring that down. I'm gonna take it off the heat, actually. And put it on the lowest temperature possible. Good. Now, and we gotta wait for that, so I'm going to turn that heat off for a second, because now we get to do a little arts and crafts, if you will. Come with me back to the counter. Because now we are going to make, with parchment paper, what's called a cartouche. And that'll help also with the splattering problem that we're having. So you're going to take your parchment paper, fold it into 4. Now you're going to fold it like into a triangle, kind of like you're folding a paper airplane, if you will. Okay, because now you're going to take this, and let me show you so it's easier for you to know. And you see the middle of the tomato sauce? Using your eye, you want to, from where you are, you want to put it right in the, aim it at the middle of the sauce. Right there. And so from right here, where your thumb is, your finger is, cut. And that's your cartouche, right there. Nice. Now the other arts and crafts project we want to do is we're going to take our aluminum foil and cover the lid with the aluminum foil. Now, why are we doing this? Why make a cartouche? Why wrap the lid in aluminum foil? So that everything that's in the pan stays in the pan. Simple as that. Come here. Put the heat back on. So the cartouche goes in. You want it to rest on top of your sauce, just like this. There you go. And then your lid goes on top, just like that. So we're going to let this bubble for a little bit. We're going to get this a little bit more warmed up than it is. Then, we're going to take this, all of it, the sauce, and put it into a 300-degree oven for 1 hour. Now, we are not looking for a reduction of the sauce. We are looking to infuse the flavors of that sauce even further. And as you can see, thanks to the cartouche and the aluminum foil, it is bubbling, but nothing's coming out. So, we're going to switch that off into our 300-degree oven for 1 hour. And there we go. So, we're going to let this go for an hour. Then we have one final step to help finish the sauce. We'll be right back. 1 hour later. All right, guys, we're back. We have 1 minute until we have to pull out our Pomodoro sauce out of the oven. I have my oven mitts on. I have a glass bowl in front of me as well. I got a ladle and a strainer. You'll see what, well, now you're going to see why I told you you don't have to worry about the thyme leaves and things like that. 30 seconds to go. $15 seconds to go. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, so let me move you over for a second. Oh. Okay, so we gotta do this part carefully because this is definitely gonna be hot. So I'm gonna use the oven mitt. Whew. Got that off. Now we're gonna take our cartouche. I can take the cartouche. Just like, wow. Just like that. You have to throw this away. That smells amazing. First of all, come here, guys. Take a look. But again, we're not finished just yet. All right. First, we're going to move you over. And you over here. I'm right-handed. So this I'm going to move you back over there. Take you, put you over here. That's better. So now we're going to scoop, put it into the strainer, and we're just going to try and get out as much as we can. We want to do this until the pulp is completely dry. Yep. Yep, there we go. Now, I'm going to scoop this into a bowl right here. And we are going to continue. See this? All right. And this right here is our base sauce, our base Pomodoro sauce in the glass bowl. It's actually working very well. Keep going. By scooping out the pulp, we are left with a smooth and tasty, whoa, tasty looking sauce. Whoa. I can pick out the bay leaf right there. We are going to continue. And I'll probably just do 2 scoops. Look at this. See? Now I also, with this I get to crush whatever's left of the cherry tomatoes, or the grape tomatoes in there. The pulp is dry now. Look at it. We're almost there. Okay, hang on. Oof. Alright, so that's the couple. That's okay. This should be one of the last scoops. And that's it. Yep. That'll work perfectly. All right. So first of all, here's all the pulp, the dry pulp that was left over. And come here. Take a look at our Pomodoro sauce. Unreal. Because now remember, when it was in the pot, it was chunky. And now this sauce is smooth and creamy. All right. So, one last thing before we say goodbye for today. It gives off a smooth texture. Let's see how we did. Oh, wow. Very rich tomato flavor. Perfect. All right, guys. So we're going to let this cool down. And this is the sauce that will be used for our dinner tomorrow night. Now, what's on the menu? Linguine frutti di mare. I'll explain everything on the next video. But for now, guys, this was our homemade Pomodoro sauce. If you like this video, please feel free to like, share, subscribe. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below. Until next time, this is Jeremy saying, bon appetit.